And welcome to another episode of Wrestling with Bros live this time. This is Big Baby Ben.
Judas Black.
Troy Black, baby.
And let's get it tonight. What do you got, Big Baby?
You know, we got to be on Last Week in Wrestling podcast as a guest. I kind of wanted to start out with a shout out to Dylan Musso from Last Week in Wrestling. Billy, I really had a good time on that show. How about yourself?
It was an amazing experience. The server said he used the StreamYard, man. It worked so great. And the ability to just talk with people and communicate with the fans directly through a live stream is just awesome. And Dylan Musso himself, his podcast is just a chill atmosphere, and it just makes you want to be there and be able to communicate with other wrestling fans for sure.
For sure, man. Really had a good time. So if you haven't checked them out, they are called Last Week in Wrestling Podcast. I recommend you go give them a nice viewing.
For sure.
So, Drew McIntyre comes out to the ring and calls out your boy, Judas Black. How you feeling, man?
That's kind of hard for me to feel any sort of way because I like Drew McIntyre and I like Seth Rollins, but I'm gonna be excited to see what this match brings because they're both, Drew's a hard ass hitter. He's quick in the ring, but Seth's the architect. He knows exactly what to do. When he sees what's coming at him, he plots, he plans, he prepares for it. So it's going to be an exciting match to see. Is there a potential that Drew could pick it up? Yeah, very good potential. But
Max.
If Seth's not ready to let go of it, he ain't going to let go of that title. What about you, Troy? What do you think about that?
Me?
Yeah.
I'm thinking
Are you like me?
I fuck with them both. You feel me?
Thanks.
Like he says, Seth Rollins is the architect. However, let's be real. I mean, there was many men that tried to dethrone Drew McIntyre when he was champion, and unfortunately, Seth Rollins was not one of those men that were capable of dethroning him. That being said, I don't know, man. It's like Claymore versus the Stomp. I'm sorry, but that Claymore got some more horsepower to it. So I think we might see an upset.
Drew McIntyre, for a big man, being able to move over them ropes and be able to move around the way he does is crazy insane. Seth Rollins definitely has his handful in this match, and I think it's going to be, one of the most biggest title defenses of the year, probably. A big stage like Saudi Arabia, and the way that they've connected with the fans is crazy. So this pay-per-view is just going to be a loud, popping, wild, crazy environment. Every year, Saudi Arabia gives us a good show, being fans.
Yep.
So is Crown Jewel more exciting this year than Survivor Series?
No.
Yeah, no.
No.
I'm sorry. Crown Jewel is amazing. Crown Jewel is cool. But let's be real. It's not bigger than no Survivor Series, bro.
Yeah.
Survivor Series has longevity. It's got some of the hardest hitting matches in history. And now that they've, taken the War Games from NXT and put it in Survivor Series, I feel like, in my point of view, the only pay-per-views that will top Survivor Series throughout the year, Money in the Bank and WrestleMania. Those are only two guaranteed, in my opinion.
What about
Royal Rumble? Because I knew you were going to fucking say that. Royal Rumble is, it's 50-50. You can have Rumbles that suck, and you have Rumbles that are fucking glorious, but it just kind of depends. So Survivor Series is definitely going to outshine Crown Jewel.
Oh.
Well,
my turn.
Go ahead, Billy.
Survivor Series definitely trumps Crown Jewel. Crown Jewel, it's a great event. It's the fans really enjoy it. The wrestlers not so much because it's hot as fuck. But Survivor Series with the the 6-on-6 War Games match. There's no capping that. And then adding on title defenses along with it. There's no beating that. I mean, I feel like Crown Jewel is just a fancier second-rated pay-per-view. Kind of like, you got Fastlane and Backlash, things like that throughout the year. Crown Jewel is just kind of a step above them. And then you've got pay-per-views like Survivor Series, WrestleMania, Royal Rumble, the bigger known pay-per-views that are more popular with the wrestling fans. So, yeah, no.
I got high hopes that Crown Jewel is definitely going to outperform Fastlane, though.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Easy.
Yeah.
Like, they kind of have to retain themselves, don't they, after Fastlane with a monster pay-per-view?
Yes. And, they bring in the bigger names usually, like the older wrestlers, to try to throw in a few hype matches. And I feel like that's the whole reason if they do the John Cena versus Roman Reigns.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's just to hype it up. It's going to give the Saudis what they want, give them the viewerships that they want, to hype up those fans so that they come to that show and they pay that money. Don't call me. I'm sorry.
I mean, John Cena does put asses in seats.
Okay, wrestling fans.
Cut. Dude, I have fucking salsa in my dread. What the fuck?
This is what happens when we go fucking live.
I apologize. I was not trying to sound wrong in any way to anybody.
But I believe I understand what you're saying. Like, I completely agree. It is what the people want. It is good. It is good setup. If we manage to keep John Cena a little bit longer, it might push it all the way to WrestleMania.
Yeah.
I can see that. I can foresee that being pushed all the way to WrestleMania. Especially up here.
A little bit of side news that I just wanted to cover that I thought was interesting and that Billy thought was interesting. He has a rant, I believe, prepared for this one. Or Judas Black, I apologize. Bobby Roode, now a producer in WWE. Like, we didn't even hear from him. Where did he go? Oh, the middle finger. That's great. So Judas, why don't you start us out?
Fuck you, Bobby Roode. How the hell did you hang on to a job with the WWE, but they let your partner go, Dolph Ziggler, the man who has performed in this business for over 20 years and gave us everything, his heart, his soul, everything. And what'd you give us, Robert Roode? There's no comparison, and I don't know how the fuck you managed to slip by when they were making the cuts. I hope they made a mistake and they go back down that list and oh no, yep, you're gone too. Sorry. That's what I hope. So yeah, no, fuck you.
Honestly, I forgot who the nigga was. I'll be real. I was like, who? Oh. He's still here? I was like, I thought they cut him out a long time ago.
I did too. I thought he was gone. I haven't seen him in a long time.
You understand? This is what it feels like when I seen Brian Kendrick be one of like the medical people. I'm like, wait, what the fuck? Like,
he's one of those little snakes that fucking just kind of hid in the dark.
No, I think he's part of the medical staff. He was part of medical staff for a while. So like he
hid in the dark.
Like, so it's like whatever. Seeing this, I was like, wow, part of the production. I was like, I wonder what he's doing. Like, what is his specific job to do? Because being a performer couldn't be one.
Run out to like Fit Finley.
And I don't know if being a story writer would be one. So
Fit Finley.
I just wonder what he's doing back there. And why is he still here? Why is what is his accolades? Like,
but you got talents like Mustafa Ali and Dolph Ziggler being let go from the company.
Yeah.
I thought this
but he can stay as a producer. Why don't you give Dolph Ziggler a job in NXT as a coach? Okay, he has so much to give. You could have left him in the talent portion of this job, just like Shawn Michaels is doing. Dolph Ziggler can do the exact same thing for this young talent coming in the company.
I mean, he did when he went to NXT. He boosted the shit out of NXT. He went back there, won their championship, and boosted all them up, and then he left.
he did.
So I just don't understand why they would let a man like that just literally recently had some successful accolades. Why would they let him go? Unless for some reason he just decided, I won't resign. It's fine. Maybe he wanted to do something else. Maybe he might go to AEW.
Wasn't Bobby Roode's father Ravishing Rick Rude?
Yes.
So Robert Roode was a cheap knockoff of Ravishing Rick Rude.
Yeah, why do you think he wore his dad's robes to the ring? I couldn't think of the damn word, robes.
It's all to his dad's name.
Damn. I mean, the man now
is so cheesy.
Now, hold on. His TNA run as a TNA world champion, multi-time world champion, and being part of the main event mafia, that man's run in TNA, they treated him like a joke when he got here.
Because
he is.
He is. Let's just be blunt. He is. What are you talking about?
Did you want me to say to that? He is. Like,
he may have had a successful run in a smaller promotion, but WWE material? No.
Let me ask you this. Can you name all the people that were? First off, what was the name of Adam Cole's group when he was at NXT? Do you remember?
The Undisputed Era.
I was asking him.
Sorry.
Okay. So do you remember all the people that were in the Undisputed Era?
No.
Roderick Strong, Adam Cole, wasn't it some guy named Fishman or Fish?
Bobby Fish.
Bobby Fish.
And then you got what's his name? They gave him a short little run over on SmackDown, and then they dropped the ball with him. Fuck, I can't remember his name.
I see him.
See, that's how important he was.
You see what I'm saying? Like, where's Bobby Fish?
Gone.
You see what I'm saying? You don't remember the other dude's name, and Roderick Strong ain't really.
Oh, Kyle O'Reilly. There you go.
So like nobody's really doing shit. I know Kyle O'Reilly went to AEW. Of course, Adam Cole went to AEW. I have no idea what happened to Bobby Fish. After that fucking War Games, he got fucked up. So see what I'm saying? Robert Roode is right along with these motherfuckers.
Mm-hmm.
That's like you saying Bobby Fish all of a sudden becomes WWE production manager. Like, who the fuck is that guy? Only he get the job over everybody else. Like, did nobody else apply? Nobody else applied.
They all said, I don't want that spot. And he's like, I'll take it.
I mean, at this point, Billy and I could have got that fucking job. Like,
I'll take it. He wanted to maintain some sort of stature in WWE, so he took the lowest position he could backstage.
Like,
so
that's like the teacher asking, like, who wants to read? And he's the only one raising his hand. The teacher looks for someone else, like,
okay, Bobby, you can read.
Fuck. He's not going to put his hand up. He's not going to.
So Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn get a tag team championship opportunity match, lose to Cody Rhodes and Jey Uso. It was a hard hitting match. I thought it was pretty good. Some good shots in there, and that double super kick and that new finisher. I don't know if you guys saw it though, but Cody Rhodes.
Yeah, Michael Cole called it the 1D Cody Cutter. Is what he called it. I was like, we couldn't come up with a better name.
I mean, that's what it is, though. It is the 1D because, yeah. I mean, it is a 1D and it is a Cody Cutter. So until they come up with something better, that's his name, I guess.
No, I watched the match. I seen the challenge. And, like Cody and Jay said, we're fighting champions. So, yes, we accept your challenge. I mean, it was a good match for sure.
So on a rating, I'm gonna have to give it a 3. I thought there could have been a little bit more of a hard hitting parts of the match that they could have done a little bit better. That they could have sold, they could have sold a little bit.
It was
But
it was a little too planned out. Like
yeah,
we knew it was coming.
it looked really, really, really choreographed. Like you could tell, like that they didn't really shy away from practice. In my opinion.
Yeah, that's very true, brother.
So Brian Pillman Jr. signed to NXT. Brian Pillman's son, WCW star, WWF star, Brian Pillman. This kid has some talent, but he has a mouth on him, from what I've understood.
Mm-hmm.
Did you happen to do any background history on this guy, or are we all like, who's this?
What I can say about any superstar, let's just go in general. Any superstar that's made their way into the WWE, been given an opportunity to be able to shine. It's not turned out very good for them when they start running their mouth. If you come into the company with a cocky ass mouth, running your mouth on people from the get-go, you're not going to have a very good stay or a very long, lengthy run. That is 100% a fact. Why don't you go ahead and repeat this for Troy since he had to step away?
No, I don't know who the fuck he is, dude. I didn't look him up. I don't know who he is.
He heard in the back.
I've never heard of him. That's why I was like, who the fuck is that guy? Like,
who the fuck is Brian Pillman?
I was like,
people that come into a company and run their mouth from the get-go, who don't know how to shut their mouth and listen to what others have to say to teach them, they don't make it for a very lengthy run.
What are you talking about? Are you talking about as far as gimmick, or are you talking about their actual attitude?
Just their attitude.
Oh, in real life?
Yeah.
Yeah, no. Seth Rollins almost got kicked to the curb by the WWE, actually. I don't know if you knew that, but early on, he almost got kicked to the curb because of his attitude. And
I believe it.
It's actually almost happened with Randy Orton, too. Like, quite a few times. Like, so, we all seen, with RVD, there's obvious discretion between like him and the owner. Like, they didn't like each other. So yeah, people that run their mouths and come here act like they know everything bigger than life, and that they can be the face of the WWE. They don't make it because Vince McMahon and any other company owner will tell you right now to your face, like, look, you hold that title. So congratulations, Zach, you're the champion, but you're never going to be the face of this company because there's always going to be a new face. You're the face of right now. You're the face of today. You're the face of right now in the moment. Whether it's a day, 100 days, or a year, a couple years, you're the moment now. Yep. But in another year or so, you won't be remembered as the face anymore. Can you even tell me who would be considered the face of the WWE? With the WWF also intertwined, who would be the face? People would say Hulk Hogan. People would say Undertaker. Some would say John Cena. Some say Randy Orton. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, some say Triple H. Like, it goes on and on and on. All these people have been the face at some point in time, but you will never be the face. You just
no
face.
You're an A face at the time, and it depends how good your push went, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
One of the most loved superstars, in my opinion, is The Rock. And every time The Rock comes back, the fans go nuts. The guy puts asses in seats.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. The Rock, Ric Flair, all of them, bro. Like, it you can't really say that there is a face. So for someone to come in being arrogant and ignorant, if that's your gimmick, okay, good. That's good. But my thing is, if that's your gimmick, you're gonna have to hit us with something more than you just come in and running your mouth, trying to be hot and spicy that way. I mean, John Cena came in the way he did because no one else was doing it.
Yep.
You can't come in the ring, or excuse me, if you come in the ring running your mouth, being arrogant and ignorant. Okay, well, we already have a Grayson Waller. We already have an Austin Theory, a kid that actually came in as the youngest that actually did it. So, what do you got for us? If you just come in here to run in your mouth, you're just gonna be shoved to the background in the shadows. Like we're gonna forget about you and never really know your name. But if you got something to go along with that, bring us some heat, bring us some fire. Yeah. And to be honest with you, if anybody were to do a heel gimmick where they're just a shit talker and when they want to come in fucking shit up, Randy Orton is now a legend. And he was the original legend killer. Yep. Maybe it's time we find another one. That would be a good gimmick. That would be.
You had to think, though, that way, that was going to Matt Riddle at the time.
Was it? To be another legend killer?
I mean, he was using the RKO to perfection. He was hitting the punt. They were a great tag team. They got along. We haven't seen Randy have chemistry with somebody like this since what? Edge?
Mm-hmm. Not really.
I mean, to accept another superstar, hang out with them, drive with them in the car, travel everywhere, become tag team champions. When's the last time we saw Randy get along with somebody in the business and mentor them? Cody Rhodes?
Yeah.
Ted DiBiase?
Yeah, that was short-lived.
Yeah, it's been a while.
That's what I'm saying. Like, Matt Riddle was surely in line, Randy to turn on him. Or, we have our first comment from Wrestling Bish 29. He was helping Riddle a lot. I agree he was onto something with him.
Yeah, definitely. I
Absolutely.
definitely agree with that.
Thank you, Wrestling Bish.
Wrestling Bish?
No, I said Wrestling Bish.
Bish?
Yeah, it says Bish.
Oh, okay. Okay. Excuse me. But yeah. Oh, we're like live.
I
definitely thought you
last week in wrestling, how's it going? He said, yo, how's it going, brother?
How's it going, buddy?
It was good. At least you guys got his name correctly.
It's not Danny, it's Dylan.
But yeah.
So, we move into the first surprise question of the night. I got 3 of them planned. Favorite all-time faction or tag team?
I'm going to have to go with, to be honest with you, and I know it's probably not going to be a fan favorite. I've kind of got 2 that are just kind of neck and neck that I've always really liked as far as factions that were heel. The first one's the Nexus. I mean, they came in, they proved themselves, they dominated. They were just a destructive group. And, I mean, they even got John Cena to a point for the longest time where he was just kind of not sure what the hell to do with them because they were just that destructive. So I'm going to have to say the Nexus. And then, obviously, one of my top favorites, the Shield. I've always loved the Shield. I love to hear their music when it starts.
Bro, you're supposed to pick one. You can't pick multiples because these are,
I'm sorry, I have to.
No, that's bullshit. One or the other. If you had to pick one or the other, which one would it be?
When it comes to being one of the most dominant groups, the Nexus.
Yeah.
When they made their
debut,
numbers.
They didn't have a lot of talent necessarily.
Yeah.
But they definitely had strength in numbers. They had some talent.
Last Week in Wrestling says, what's popping, y'all? You guys need to watch AEW tonight.
I do. We do. And I need to watch NXT because they got some big shit popping at NXT right now.
Yeah.
But to answer your question, I would go with Evolution.
Then you took mine.
I'm going to go with Evolution, bro. Randy Orton, Batista combination. There is nothing like that. Like, I would have chosen the Hardy Boys, but Matt Hardy's such a bitch. So I can't, he if it wasn't for Matt, if there was 2 Jeffs, if it would have been like Jeff Hardy and Ricochet in the same era at the same time, oh yeah, that would have been some shit. but it's never happened. It's never fucking happened. But yeah, I'll go with Evolution for sure. That was my favorite tag.
So the number one analyst in the business just took my answer, so I'm going to change it, to make it interesting. I'm going to have to go with the Dudley Boys, but the complete Dudley Boys, Bubba, Devon, and Spike. There was something about them when Spike joined them. It added some excitement. This little cruiserweight guy taking all these taking the most nastiest hits in the business. That man has taken some serious bumps. And I just wanted to give the Dudleys a shout out there.
I just want to make sure that we don't forget about the Brothers of Destruction.
Oh, Wrestling Bish 29 says, what about Edge and Christian? And she also loved the Shield.
I definitely agreed with the Edge and Christian.
Female?
Yes.
That's awesome.
I definitely agree with her. Edge and Christian were definitely good. That would have definitely been in my top 5 favorite tag teams. But like I said, the Brothers of Destruction, we cannot forget about that. The Undertaker and Kane, come on now. Come on.
Now, if I go to more recent, a very entertaining group is rated RK Bro.
They're not a thing anymore because Matt
Riddle it was still an amazing faction.
Does that count?
Very entertaining. Yes.
I mean, I guess that counts. Does that count?
Yes, they were around for a while.
You really think they were that great of a tag team?
Oh,
I mean, they were entertaining, but they weren't that great.
I liked them.
I mean, to get the tag team gold around your waist is
the crowd popped for them.
Okay.
They were great for our generation. They were great for our generation of wrestling. The more entertainment side of it, yes. But you got to admit their teamwork in the ring was crazy. They had crazy chemistry together, though.
Yes, they did. I'll give you that.
Bobby Lashley and the Street Profits take the loss at Fastlane. And this was very interesting to me that they took the L. Where do they go with this from here? Is it Bobby Lashley pretty much giving them the middle finger? Or are they going to come back together and try to be more dominant again? Because you keep having them lose time after time after time, but you want them to be dominant to our eyes. They just look really weak to me right now.
I think they're going to strip someone of their title. And I think it'll probably be LWO. I think they're working their way up. And I think someone somewhere is going to win some type of gold, because I don't think that they would build this faction and put them out there for no fucking reason at all. So I feel like, they have to go somewhere. And I think either it's going to be a big clash where they're trying to get the tag titles, or it's going to be someone going after singles, and you're going to have the Street Profits basically doing what the Hurt Business should have always been doing. This is basically like an upgraded version of the Hurt Business. That's how I see it.
Yeah, I believe when you have a new faction coming in and you're making them take multiple losses like that, it makes them look weak as hell. But we have another faction that is now dominating like fucking crazy on Monday Night Raw. That was taking a lot of losses and looking pretty shitty for a long time. That's the Judgment Day.
That's true.
And now they're dominating like hell. Like every one of them has held gold recently. Now them taking a loss for the tag titles at Fastlane probably didn't look very good for them. But, they got to have some losses, I guess. But the fact of the matter, what we're trying to explain here is, the Street Profits and Bobby Lashley taking losses. It doesn't look very good, but there is still a chance and there still is hope for them to be able to make a comeback.
But, I mean, I don't agree with stripping them of the tag team titles that quickly. I feel like we should have had a more significant run with the belts to look a little bit more dominant than what they did, because they lost them pretty quick. When did they gain them? Do you remember?
A couple months ago, maybe a month and a half.
Yeah.
It was like a pay-per-view or so ago. It wasn't very long.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Like, when you look down the tag team list of all the title runs, you get to the Judgment Day and you just kind of go, eh.
They had, like 2 defenses where they won, and then after that, they'd lose them?
Right. That's, eh. Like, do we even...
Damien. I honestly think it's because they're going to start pushing Damian.
I think JD and Finn are going to do their thing. I think Rhea is going to be too occupied with her own singles. I think they're going to drop Dirty Dom because, like, Dirty Dom, he's not really doing he is doing shit, but at the same time, like, when it breaks down, he's going to have to go off and do his own fucking thing, probably have his own feud with someone. And Damian Priest is definitely going to try to be champion. Like, I definitely, I don't know what championship, probably United States, I think. Like, I wouldn't go against Gunther. You got me fucked up. I'm not getting.
No, that's going to be Bronson Reed going against Gunther now next week for the Intercontinental Championship.
Yes, and I think that's
my two favorite big men in the business, so I'm pumped for this one.
That's going to be great because I would love Bronson Reed to be used correctly and, brought to championship gold. I would love that.
He's a beast in the ring, and there's no reason he shouldn't be a champion. Gunther's already accomplished everything that he needs to accomplish as far as with the Intercontinental Championship. I think it's time for somebody else to take it.
Maybe it could be Bronson Reed.
Well, you just never really see big men like that fly around. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't see big men get wings like that.
If Bronson lands that tsunami, it's all over.
Oh, Wrestling Bitch 29 said they're all going to go their separate ways, in my opinion, talking about the Judgment Day. I mean, yeah, but do you leave Mommy with Dirty Dom?
Nah.
No. He's just dragging her down.
Nope. I think she's going to be done. I think what's going to happen is they're going to have something happen. Rhea Ripley's going to be like, you know what? I'm done. I'm done. Done with the Judgment Day. Damian Priest will be like, you know what? I'm done too. I got my own things to focus on. I got my own championship to worry about. And Finn Balor and JD probably will still remain as friends and still be a tag team. They might still be Judgment Day with the three of them, but I seriously don't think so. I think they're going to go off and try to do their own things. So I completely agree. They're definitely going to go their own separate ways. And I feel like it's been building towards that for months. We've seen it happen time and time again with the failures and, they had like 3 failures before they got the tag team titles. And then once they got them, they fumbled again. And then Dom fumbled. And now Rhea's like pushing her weight around. Like, yeah, they have no leader, but it seems like they do have a leader now. So
speaking of,
that'll become a problem.
Speaking of Rhea Ripley, Troy, Shayna Baszler getting the best of her in the middle of the ring. And, Nia Jax, Rhea said she wanted her. Shayna said no. Shayna got the best hit in. Man, so does it make sense to add Shayna in here with this Nia Jax rivalry?
Absolutely. Absolutely. You already know they were tag team champions back in the day, and then they had some bad blood. And now that she's back, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, it makes complete sense. And Shayna Baszler, let's not forget, she was like one of the most dominant female wrestlers that we had at this time. Like, she came and she conquered, and she conquered by storm. Like, she broke everybody's limbs. She, broke everybody's neck. Even though it didn't matter what obstacle you put in front of her, she went through it. Mm-hmm. So let's not forget that she also beat the baddest bitch in the company, Ronda Rousey, to maintain this accolade and this prestigious look. So yeah, I think they should have been using her a long time ago, and it's well time. It's been a long time coming. Well deserved.
And Judgment Day making the news on Monday Night Raw. We're going to talk about him again. The failed cash-in attempt that Billy loved so much when Drew stuck out that arm and said, Billy, or Judas, sorry.
So Damian Priest comes out, attacks Seth Rollins from behind, hits him with that choke slam he does.
South of Heaven.
South of Heaven. See, that's how much I care about Damian Priest.
Damn.
Hits Seth with a South of Heaven. And then here comes Dirty Dom running down. Drew's backing up the ramp because he just got done challenging Seth. Stops Dom and dead in his tracks like this. And Dom's like, bro, I'm trying to help my brother here, man. I'm trying to help him. And Drew hits him with a Glasgow kiss. Grabs the briefcase, throws it up the ramp, all the way back up to the top. Looks at Damian and goes, and then Seth attacks Damian. Yes, it was awesome. It was funny as hell. It was a great segment, and it just proves that Drew don't give two shits about Damian and his cash in.
Wrestling Bitch 29 comes back with hell yeah, it's going to be a dope rivalry with Blazer, you mean Baszler, and Ripley. All good though. Sorry about the correction. And she agrees with Troy. Like, wow, you really felt that way about Damian. She must be a Damian Priest fan.
See what I'm saying?
That's sorry, I just don't give two fucks about Damian Priest.
Dude, Damian Priest is like a 6'4" fucking giant with a black belt in karate. How could you miss that? The man is skilled outside of just the ring.
I liked him better when he was.
He will go back to that. That is Damian Priest. Make no mistake. He has never completely changed his outlook. And Damian Priest, I've been watching Damian Priest since NXT, man. And ever since he touched, down in like the bigger brands in WWE, I've always been a fan, whether he's been a heel or not. I've always been behind Damian Priest. Yeah, I haven't always agreed with his decision-making skills, but I mean, hey, that's what makes entertainment. That's what makes the fans interested. If you're able to predict every move that your favorite wrestler is able to do, that would take away from them being your favorite. So, yeah, I'm a big fan of Damian Priest, low-key. I'm almost a bigger fan of Damian Priest.
Plus, he looked good.
And I like Finn
you're
Balor.
absolutely right about the man, but I'm just not a fan.
So, we got 3 viewers in our live right now. So I want to take the time to give a shout out to those 3 viewers that stayed in for such a long time. And if you have any random questions that you want to ask any of us, you got Big Baby Ben here. You got Judas Black there. You got the number 1 analyst in the business, Troy Black, the only one that does off the top rope moves. And that's just a fact. So if you have any questions at all, don't be afraid to ask throughout the show. We will stop the show, take the time to answer our fans. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks much.
Roman Reigns returns Friday, or as last week in wrestling, Dylan Musso says, Rachel Reigns.
Oh, he did not like you after that segment when you said that you were a fan of something that had to do with Rachel Reigns. He did not like that. That's for sure.
I mean, I'm excited. I'm fucking excited. I'm not gonna lie. I can't hide it. I am excited. I'm not a fucking Roman Reigns fan. All right, I don't like Roman Reigns. I like what he does, but I don't like him. This being said, though, with this whole thing with Rhea Ripley and the Judgment Day, with the bloodline, I gotta see how this unfolds. Like, I gotta see how it unfolds. And I also I'm kind of curious since Nia Jax is back and she is part of their family. I wonder if she'll ever be part of the bloodline, and that will lead to like the bloodline going against Judgment Day and actually being equal for once, because the bloodline has never had a female.
Yeah, but you remember we seen that one thing online about The Rock's daughter.
That's true. That's true, but she's already part of Schism
right now.
Yeah, you would have to bring. I feel like you would have to bring Schism over, the whole group. And then it would be a make or break point for Schism for all the people.
I just read online that the head leader of that, Joe, I think his name is, or his last name is Gacy, I think.
Joe Gacy, yeah.
That he's got let go or he's leaving.
Oh shit.
That's what I read earlier from Wrestling News.
That would be crazy. Yeah, I guess that would be the downfall of Schism, and that's all they would need.
Yep, and you bring her on in.
So now we move on to a topic that Troy wanted to speak about, and that is just the women's division in general. Yes. All 3 brands, all 3 championships. He just kind of wants to do a little covering on what they're doing. What's up?
Oh, let's see. There you go. It says, Joe Gacy says the Schism is dead. Ava posts goodbye in a cryptic tweet.
Ooh.
He said goodbye to Ava a week ago. It was a week ago. It was posted on YouTube. Him saying goodbye to Ava.
Okay, well, there you go. Looks like we got another woman in the women's division coming up.
Yep, bring her right into the bloodline.
Can we just touch bases with this whole damage control thing for a second? It was brought to my attention that someone was mentioning. I think it might have been you, Big Baby. When we were sitting down watching Fastlane, we watched Io Sky win. Bailey has been, on the sidelines for quite a bit. We haven't really seen her in a lot of matches. We haven't really seen her in a lot of pay-per-views like that. It was brought to my attention that, Bailey is suspected to turn on Io Sky.
Facts.
And I foresee it simply because, look what still happens. Yeah, their damage control. Dakota Kai is still out due to injury or whatever the case may be. And they keep signing her up for different matches, one after another, as if she is champion.
Mm-hmm.
So I predict what's going to happen between damage control is like she's going to sign up for a match, she's going to lose, and she's going to be pissed because it's not even a match that she even really wanted. Or she's going to get pissed and eventually go against Bailey for the title because she's going to finally fucking realize, like, you keep signing me up for shit that I don't really want to do, and you think that shit's going to fucking fly, and it's not. Like, so it seems like, honestly, it's like envy. It's like envy because you're trying to. Oh, it's almost like you're trying to get the title off of her back by using different methods, and then you're going to sneak in and try to win the title.
That's how Bailey works, though.
It is exactly how Bailey works. So I foresee a lot of bullshit happening with damage control for sure.
That was me at Fastlane that said that. Where's the heel turn of Bailey? Like, realistically, she's been babyface for way too long, and a heel turn has to happen.
I just feel like a heel turn will happen after Dakota Kai is cleared, because it would.
War Games?
Ooh. Who the fuck? Who betrayed who at War Games? Someone betrayed Tegan Knox. I'm trying to remember who it was. Because it could happen that same exact way. Because, they're all on the same team. They're sitting out there waiting. The buzzer hits, and then boom, slams the gate in her face and just beats her ass. So it could happen the same exact way. I think it was Dakota Kai. Dakota Kai did that. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Dakota Kai did that to Tegan Knox back in NXT days. That's what Tegan Knox out.
Good comment here that just popped up. Not to interrupt you, Troy.
You said what?
A good comment from one of the fans. Wrestling Bish 29 came back in again, and this one was really interesting. I didn't mean to interrupt you. He did just a couple days ago, Triple H on the WWE Fastlane. He did say that unsung of all-star of the women's division, Bailey continues to prove why she's one of the most valuable players.
Yeah, I agree with it. I mean, the girl can perform. The girl can train. She has longevity. She knows what to do with her gimmick. She stays relevant whenever she wants to. Like, Bailey can take 6 months off and come back and still be relevant again, just like that. And it's not.
But does she turn more heads as a heel?
You said what?
But doesn't she turn more heads as a heel? That's my opinion.
I think what happens is anybody that's a face turning heel gets attention. And then when you ride that wave of being a heel and it keeps rising your fan base, you're going to keep on fucking doing it. Matter of fact, you're going to kick it up a notch and spice it up because that's what you do as a professional.
Yes.
But I don't know if I could say if she's more entertaining as a heel. But then yet again, Bailey as a heel is the reason why she did the Ding Dong Hello show. Which I fucking loved. Like did the Ding Dong show. So I love that. So I'm
Ding Dong.
Maybe she might, yeah. I could see it.
Yeah, I mean, I absolutely loved Bailey when she first came in with the Hunter gimmick, the Bailey to Belly and all that. But I would say she's had a more successful. Personally, I would say she's had a more successful run as a heel, just because you don't know what to expect from Bailey when she's a heel. She just kind of what's the word for that?
Well, Wrestling Miss 29 agrees with you. She says she loves the original Bailey when she first came out with her happy things that waved in the air. You mean the Bailey buddies?
Yep.
Go
Yep.
ahead, Judas. I'm sorry. I'm trying to catch up with the comments.
No, you're good.
No, I just feel like I said, I feel like she's been more successful being a heel though, just because people are now noticing her more. I mean, she was popular as hell with the Bailey buddies, and when she did the hugger gimmick and all that, but she's I'm still trying to think of the word when somebody does something you don't expect.
Sporadic.
She's sporadic. She does stuff unexpected. And I think that's what's going to happen with Io Sky. Io's going to retain one final match. Bailey thinks she keeps thinking, given these matches, she's going to catch her off guard or something. And that's when she's going to catch her off guard. She's going to hit her from behind and she's going to lay down the challenge, is what's going to happen.
So with the women's division, Troy is a huge fan of the women's division. Major fan. Always wants to talk about the women's division. So Becky Lynch going back down to NXT, winning the NXT women's title, defeating Tiffany Stratton 2 times.
Mm-hmm.
2 times, retaining. Are we going to take that NXT women's title run serious?
In my personal opinion, I don't. I mean, I understand getting the accolade of, being a Grand Slam champion.
Yep.
Okay. You came, you saw. If you're there to teach and mentor, by all means, go ahead. That's exactly what Dolph Ziggler did. That's what Samoa Joe did. That, Johnny Gargano did it. So yeah, of course, go back and teach. But if you're just there just to whoop ass, what are you doing? What are you doing? It's like you're being a big fish in a little pond. Stop it. Stop what you're doing. Go back and do something else. Go do something else. Or, you know what? Why don't you mix up? Why don't you become a heel, Becky Lynch?
She was a heel for a bit.
Yeah, with their Becky 2-belt era.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't the 2-belt era. It was after that when she returned against Bianca Belair. And
that's right.
Bianca's title from when she was wearing those weird ass outfits. I'm sorry.
Oh yeah,
that was
right.
crazy.
I remember that.
Yeah,
I just feel like she could do something completely different. Don't do something. Like that was half-assed. Do something completely different. Turn your whole gimmick around.
Yeah.
Don't even come out as Becky. Don't even come out as Becky Lynch. Change your whole entire name. Kind of like how.
So we got another fan comment here. Destiny Toller. Good analogy. Shout out to Destiny.
Hell yeah.
Shout out, Des.
Hell yeah. Becky Lynch is dope, but I mean, you go into a small division as, Grand Slam champion and everything else with all those accolades and all those things that you've done. It's kind of taken away from the smaller guys.
Yeah.
It's definitely taken away from the smaller guys that try to come up and try to do something, be something in this level.
Yeah, and I understand, like you said, the accomplishment of the Grand Slam champion thing. Good, do that. You've done it. Now give the belt back to the younger dogs that are trying to work their way up the rosters and the ranks.
I feel like there's no reason for Tiffany Stratton to lose that second match.
But here is my thing. There was no reason to come bury Tiffany Stratton's NXT championship run in the first place. Good young talent, can cut promos, great heel. She's like the female Dirty Dom right now. Like the woman was putting butts in seats every week. I hope she loses. But she doesn't. And then you have such a dominant run going on, and boom, we're going to give it to Becky Lynch because we got to make her Grand Slam champion real quick because she's probably about to go on vacation for a while. Let's be serious.
Yeah. And
like when Roman Reigns loses, we're not going to see his face for a long time.
I hope that, because she's supposed to have a match against Tegan Knox. So, I don't think Tegan's. No, actually, I think she already had that match, didn't she?
I think that was tonight.
Yeah, I think that was supposed to be tonight. And unfortunately, I mean, I hope Tegan Nox wins it because I feel like Tegan Nox had always deserved to win the NXT title from back in the day. I mean, she was taken out by Dakota Kai, and that kind of stopped and stunted her run for a very long time because of her knee injuries.
Oh, it was on Raw.
Yep. Okay.
It
Yep.
was last night.
Yep. So like, yeah, I'm pretty sure she lost that one. But like, you know, like I said, like I think she should have gave it to Tegan Nox for sure. They keep putting Tegan Nox out there, but they don't give the girl any opportunities at all. Like they gave her a tag team title run in NXT, but that's it. There's nothing else on her belt.
Yep.
Like it's
all
pretty
this younger
sad.
talent needs opportunities, and if we keep giving the opportunities to the same people, like we've said before, these younger talents are never going to have a chance to shine.
I mean, look how many talented women we've already lost. You feel me? Like, you know, we've already lost plenty of talent. So,
Look at Saraya. Look at Saraya, the current AEW Women's Champion, or as WWE fans know her as Paige, but in AEW it's Saraya. A dominant run, perfectly healthy to wrestle. Could have put butts in seats for WWE, but you know that guy on Facebook that has his hand out like this because he's confused why you made it so hard. Why are you letting so much good talent go? You got millions and billions of dollars now, and we can't afford Dolph Ziggler. We can't afford Edge.
well,
That goes back to the older talent that doesn't really need a relevancy right now.
well, I think that kind of goes back to like the guidelines of what their qualifications are for you to be a WWE superstar. Like, you might have to have only a certain amount of surgeries nowadays. Like, there might be certain type of like injuries. Like, yeah, if you get this, I'm sorry, but we can't let you wrestle because 10 years ago it made this way worse than this wrestler. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
So they might be a lot more strict on their guidelines versus AEW, and that's always the feeling that I've always gotten from watching the two brands. Like, AEW, you're allowed to do more. And I've seen a lot of people that weren't medically cleared for WWE go to AEW like 6 months later. Well, AEW also allows you to wrestle for different promotions and everything else while you're signed to AEW. So it might just have looser guidelines. Kind of more like at your own risk. You know, we got your back if you fuck up your back, but just know it's at your own risk.
Yep.
WWE sees you as like, look, if we sign you and you get injured, why are we paying you? They see it. They see you. They look at you and see you more as like, how can we make money off of you? AEW sees you more as like, okay, how can we slide you into our show to make it work? That's how I see that. So that I feel like that's the reason why they're losing talent. Like, where's Sasha Banks? Where's Naomi? Where's Naomi? You feel me? Like,
Shout out to the project manager, Addie, commenting on our post saying, great job with a smiley face.
Thank you, Addie.
Thank you.
And getting back to the women's division, I wanted to do this for Troy tonight, have a surprise question based around the women's superstars tonight. Who is your favorite diva of all time?
Ooh, my favorite diva? I'm not going to lie. My favorite diva has always been Maurice. Like, I'm always going to pick Maurice as my favorite diva. Like, when it comes to divas, yeah, Maurice. Like, yeah, that woman is still smoking to this day. Like, The Miz knew what he was doing.
Destiny Toller says Mickey James.
Mickey James was
Mickey was
too.
very good.
Mickey James was a damn good one.
All the viewers that's in the.
If we're talking about back in the day, divas, I would have to go with AJ Lee.
Ooh.
AJ Lee was a little spitfire of a diva, and she knew how to hold her own in the ring. If I'm gonna say today, I'd have to say Liv Morgan. I would have.
There's no divas nowadays.
But if you're talking about divas, women, we're saying women in general.
Oh.
Just women in general, I'd have to go with Liv Morgan. But back in the day, AJ Lee. So.
Wrestling Bish 29 comes and says Lita is her favorite of all time.
If we're talking about just like, of like all women's division, because you said divas, so I was thinking, and talking about back in the day. But if we're talking about all women's division,
you can do 2 now and then.
I would, I'm gonna go with Rhea Ripley. I'm gonna go with Rhea. Like I love me some Rhea. Rhea Ripley. But it's a stack. I have a lot of. I'm telling you, bro. I'm literally more interested. There's a long period of time I was definitely way more interested in the females division because they were doing a lot more shit. I'm just not as. I guess I'm still interested. I'm just disappointed in it because they literally carried the women's division is damn near what carried us through COVID.
Yeah,
like the women's division was hitting every fucking time. Now it's watered down.
So we got an extra viewer. So the current question, if you want to comment, not to interrupt again, I know I'm interrupted a lot tonight. I apologize.
Go ahead.
The current viewer that just joined, the question is, who is your favorite diva? Leave it in the comments section and subscribe.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
We want to know who your favorite diva is. Just let us know.
My favorite diva from back then was Stacy Keibler. She was my favorite back then. The long legs. I don't know what it was, and that booty. Oh Lord, when they go through the ropes.
It's just the legs.
The legs.
It's the legs.
Yeah, that's what it was. It was the legs.
Woo! Man,
you knew.
But speaking of woo, my favorite current diva is the queen herself, Charlotte Flair.
Oh, I don't know.
I am the heel of this show.
I mean, she's
too overrated.
She's good with performance. She's good with
promos, selling. She's the queen. The way she presents herself, she's a ringmaster.
Yeah, I mean, when you grow up into the business, I mean, you ain't got no other choice.
And your dad is Ric Flair, the greatest to ever put on boots ever. The cut a promo, woo, slapping himself, beating himself up in the ring, losing all his clothes in the process, throwing $100,000 Rolexes in the crowd. Come on.
Comes up back up like this, and then he just goes.
There ain't been somebody booed like Flair but The Miz.
Dominic.
Dirty Dom.
No, wears suits to the ring with $10,000 watches and $50,000 sunglasses.
We're talking about the booze. Dirty Dom, I think, has definitely topped that over almost anybody.
Yeah.
You can't even hear him when the fucking booze are going on.
Yeah, he can't say a fucking word.
No.
He can't say a word.
We don't even know if he has promo skills because he can't get a word in.
That is his promo skill.
WWE
Destiny Color said, woo!
I'm so damn good, I don't even have to talk on the mic.
WWE said, you suck at promos, boy. So what we're going to do, we're going to have the crowd booing, and we're going to turn on the booing speaker at the same time. So nobody can hear you. That will be your WWE run.
So, LA Knight with a victory with John Cena at Fastlane. Where do we take Cena from here? Where do we take LA Knight from here?
Well, Cena already has a ticket to go to Crown Jewel. He's already had that booked since the beginning of the year. LA Knight, I have no fucking
he needs
idea
a title opportunity.
Yeah, but then
where?
He loses. What is he going to do?
What division is he going to?
Yeah, see? Like,
throw him against Gunther.
Let's be right. Rey Mysterio doesn't need a title. He doesn't need to be holding one. And it's not because I dislike Rey Mysterio. He's a wrestling god. Like, he's a legend. But, give it to someone that needs it. But it just doesn't. But it just makes no sense because, like, why would LA Knight challenge Rey Mysterio besides just the championship? But, like, they don't have any beef. They have no type of beef. They have a real, like, history. So, like, why would that start? LA Knight is not a heel right now. Rey Mysterio is not a heel. So how do you get these two people to come together and make a storyline? Or how are you going to take it off of Gunther? With LA Knight? Why? It just doesn't make sense. You got to make something more spicy than that. And that's the reason why I feel like it's so hard right now. Like, you gave these titles to two people that are good. They're great at doing what they do, but it's hard to give them reasons of why they would lose.
Yeah.
Like, why would Rey Mysterio lose to anybody when he's taking down dudes as big as the Great Khali and the Big Show and Mark Henry all at once in one match? Like, what are you gonna say how are you gonna lose the title when you're Gunther and you've like desecrated human beings left and right?
Drew and Sheamus in the same match.
You see what I'm saying? So like to lose to LA Knight, it almost doesn't make any fucking sense. And now
Bronson Reed's his next opponent.
And they're losing their motivation. They're losing the momentum of LA Knight just because he's not going anywhere. And it's not his fault. It's all WWE and the story writer's fault. So, yeah, like I said, John Cena, he's going to Crown Jewel, dude. He's already got his fucking shit signed.
But does he win?
LA Knight? I don't know. It don't really matter. It don't even really matter if John Cena wins or not. Because, like, they've achieved putting asses in seats. They've achieved every D box and every other, like, exclusive ticket already bought. They've achieved, like, their goal and probably then some. So they can write off, hey, you guys do whatever you guys want, but he's going to win. You guys make the match however you guys want, but he's going to win. They already did their job. They already know these are two greats. We can set this up for WrestleMania another time for an actual, like, win or loss. But this is Crown Jewel, and let's be real, it's all about the money.
Yep. I mean, ultimately, the only reason John Cena would have to win is that 17 title win.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, and
he has nothing else to prove to anybody.
But it makes sense where he's at in his career for him to pick up that 17 title.
Yes, it does, because it's maybe the last time we see him for a long, long time.
Yeah.
Once the Hollywood strike is over.
He might be done.
Yeah, he said that in his interview, his last interview. Once the strike is over, I'm gone. I can't do both, and I got to go where the money's at. The money's in the movies. Why do you think Roman's leaving? Where do you think he's going? Hollywood.
Yep.
He's going to be a major hit in Hollywood. Major. The villain, the bad guy. Oh, man, he's going to sell so many tickets right at the beginning of his career. And then he'll come back to WWE, have another run, and then back to Hollywood.
But make no mistake, it'll be sweet, but not as sweet as it could be for the simple fact. For a while after you get done, even when you're done with WWE, if you go ahead and do a movie, they slap that WWE Entertainment title right there.
Yep.
There in the, so they do dig in your pockets. They take a little bit. That's the reason why The Rock, at some point, like this motherfucker just got done telling everybody, he's like, I don't really want to be known as The Rock anymore. I want to I want to go by as Dwayne Johnson because I want my career to be separate from my WWE career. And I haven't done WWE in years. Well, now he just came back and did what he did. So yeah, you're permanently the fucking Rock. But yeah, that does I can see how that becomes a problem for certain stars. Like, I don't want to be known as a fucking wrestler. Don't look at me as the wrestler. Look at me as the movie actor. Completely different.
Right.
Like Batista is, he's damn good at fucking actor. I ain't gonna lie. That man's a damn good actor. But we all know Batista. We all know whenever we see him in the movies, we're like, yeah, little do they know everybody on the set could die from this man. He could just Batista bomb the shit out of everybody.
Yep.
But
Addie says the writer's strike ended on September 27th. So bye-bye, Cena.
I didn't see anything about that.
I didn't see anything about it at all.
Well, never know. If that's the case, then he ain't winning that Crown Jewel.
Yeah, that's exactly what that means.
We're here to bury John one more time like we had the last 5 years.
What the hell's the point of him?
Yep, one day ago, Hollywood writers officially ratified new contract with studios that ended the 5-month strike. The Hollywood screenwriter strike has formally ended.
Oh, shit.
Oh, yeah. Cena's gone.
We may not even get Cena at Crown Jewel.
Yeah, that could have just been a rumor. I hope we get Cena versus Reigns at Crown Jewel. It sounds like a hell of a main event, though.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. I mean, we were looking forward to it, and now that we're saying that the Hollywood strike is over, we're going to lose John again. John's
Now,
gone.
don't forget, we just saw Seth Rollins appearing in the new Captain America. He was on set, so you got to think if he drops his title.
Already made it very clear that he's not going to let the making of this movie interfere with his World Heavyweight title run.
Well, I meant after he drops the title. Did Seth go to Hollywood for a while?
He could. Very, very well could.
And don't think I'm talking shit. I'm not going to Hollywood. Duh. That's where all the money's at. So I understand. I'm not putting it down. I'm just shocked that we're all these guys and we're going to slowly start to see him go to Hollywood. Oh shit.
All good. Troy bumped the light. Bro, the cover's all crooked. That was really loud. End of the year blooper.
So we move into another surprise question. This one I'm excited to hear some answers on. Favorite SummerSlam moment or favorite SummerSlam match, whichever one you want to do.
That's not easy.
Oh.
You can think for a minute. Give him a minute, y'all.
Specifically SummerSlam, huh? Specifically SummerSlam.
I can start if you want me to while you guys think.
Dude, you're gonna have to. Like, damn, SummerSlam specifically? That's.
Are you talking about this year?
No, I'm talking out of all the SummerSlams that you watched, what was your favorite moment at SummerSlam? My favorite was 2002 when it was Rock versus Brock. The rivalry set up for that match at SummerSlam. The back and forth they had all week, and then Brock getting a victory at the end.
Oh,
I mean,
I know what mine is now.
Go ahead, Troy.
Edge versus Undertaker, Hell in a Cell for sure. Cash it in. That's my final fucking action. That's my final answer.
Ooh.
Yep, that was SummerSlam 2008. I had to make sure that that's where it was because I remember when I was younger, I bought a whole like big ass case of like these like Hell in a Cell videos from Walmart, and I just went back and watched all the Hell in a Cell matches, and yeah, that was definitely one of them. 2008. I remember that shit because that was amazing. That's when Hell in a Cell matches were like great. That's after peak. So like Hell in a Cell, Undertaker versus Edge for sure. I remember seeing him smash his head up against, he had the Undertaker laid up against the steps, gave him a concerto. Yeah.
Only thing I could think of is recent times at the moment for some reason, and that was Cody versus Brock at this year's SummerSlam. I think it was a hard-hitting match, and it really helped prove Cody's worth as a superstar, that he could take on, when looking in the face of adversity, when nobody thought he had a chance to beat Brock.
That was your favorite one?
Yeah.
Dude, where's the blood? Where's the gore? Where's the chairs? Where's the tables? Where's the steps?
It doesn't necessarily have to be about that.
Oh, fuck that shit. Undertaker and Edge already proved accolades to each other.
Ooh. So we have a fan with a surprise question, and we're going to give him an answer tonight. My question from Wrestling Bish 29, favorite WrestleMania main event? Mine was when Brock Lesnar defeated Undertaker at WrestleMania and ended the streak.
That was mine, motherfucker.
Hey man, I got his blanket on my wall. His Chinese blanket, man. It's a big one. It costs a lot of money. I'm a huge Brock fan. Go Brock, baby.
Dude, I can't change my answer. That was that WrestleMania match when Undertaker finally lost was like one of the biggest shocks in the world. Like nobody saw it coming because nobody thought the Undertaker streak would ever end.
I had to do my research to make sure I had the right number for the WrestleMania correct. WrestleMania 26, Shawn Michaels versus The Undertaker. Shawn Michaels retirement match.
That was a good one too.
And if not that, I would say that one of my best moments of WrestleMania is when my boy Seth Rollins cashed in on Roman
Yeah.
Reigns.
Yeah, that was a good
literally,
one there.
that literally is the cash in of the fucking century.
Yeah, nobody saw that.
I can still hear his music and seeing this motherfucker run down there with the, with
Wasn't
the
it
briefcase.
one of my other favorite moments? Was when Seth faced off against Randy Orton at WrestleMania. And
That's
Seth
a good one.
Huh?
Yep. Go ahead. That was a good one.
Went for the curb stomp. Randy turned it into an RKO.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
So Destiny Toller says Undertaker and John Cena 2018.
Ooh. They did. They definitely had some good matches. They definitely had some good. It was definitely the ultimate like light versus dark match when you do shit like that.
Yeah.
That was definitely a good match. That was definitely a damn good match.
How about John Cena versus The Rock?
Yep, that's a good one.
Yeah.
My second one is Brock Lesnar versus John Cena when John Cena created Suplex City.
Yep. So
did you say John Cena created?
He definitely did say John.
You said John Cena created Suplex City.
Bro. Yeah, because he was the first one to go to Suplex City at SummerSlam. That's where it was all created.
I mean, he was the first visitor.
He was the first visitor.
He came.
He checked in.
He had the exclusive first.
But he didn't create it. Brock created that shit.
Yeah, you know what I meant. John Cena was, helped create Suplex City. I mean, he was the first one to catch 15 suplexes in the match, wasn't it?
Oh my God.
Damn near.
All over the place.
It was all over the place. Outside the ring, inside the ring, it was bad, man. I never seen somebody take that many suplexes.
But see how you feel about that match? And about Brock Lesnar's moveset. It's not very much. His moveset is not very big. And a lot of people don't. He's good at what he does because you don't notice that. If you're not like a performer, a wrestler, or someone that's actually like a true diehard fan that's actually paying attention to like wrestlers' attributes and like their skills and everything, you're not gonna notice that. You're gonna see Brock Lesnar. You see a big ass, former UFC fucking world champion. They used to ground and pound the shit out of dudes, swole as shit into the ring, and just manhandle the fuck out of dudes, half his size and his size. You're not gonna pay attention to the fact that, like, dude, he's only like doing like maybe like 12 moves the whole match. But it's the fact that he can act, he can, he has good ring awareness. He knows what he's doing. So you can only, you only need 12 moves.
Yep.
Suplex, belly to belly suplex, German suplex, regular suplex.
I mean, how many times have you really seen him even do just a regular suplex though?
He doesn't really.
I've seen him do snap suplexes.
A German and belly to belly.
But those belly to bellies are nasty.
Yeah, he don't really do regular.
What are you talking about? The Germans are fucking.
The Germans are fucking. Yeah, I would not want a German suplex.
No, not by.
I'm telling you right now. Even if you don't want to sell his move, he's gonna make it real. So you have no choice but to sell.
You go clean over his fucking head. There's no side off to the side. You're just fucking.
And the thing is, like, I don't know what you could do. Like, if you got fucked up on the first suplex, is he gonna stop suplexing you for the other two? I don't think he would. I think he's like, you're gonna have to take this and don't be a bitch. You're gonna stop being a little bitch about it.
Stop being a bitch. Take the move.
But yeah, what did you?
So Destiny Toller says, what about the match between John Cena and Umaga?
She's really on this John Cena kick tonight.
I mean, John Cena versus Umaga stretched for a period of time, and they had an amazing rivalry. But ultimately, it was my boy John Cena that got the upper hand on that. Umaga was just a little too wild. Just a little too wild.
So who the fuck are you going to root for if it's John Cena versus Seth Rollins?
My boy.
Hey, you know what? Seth Rollins and the Authority was my favorite Seth.
I like them both, but I'd be rooting for John.
I would root for Seth.
Yeah. Speaking of that, favorite Seth Rollins. Mine's the Authority Seth Rollins when he was a complete heel and just killing it, just killing the, pissing the fans off. That was my favorite Seth.
My favorite Seth was the Architect, like when he became the Architect.
When Burn It Down first came.
What are you doing?
Sorry.
What are you doing?
You just was playing in my head,
I was
man.
like, what the fuck are you doing? You know we're live,
Burn
right?
it down.
Everybody can see you do this.
I don't give a shit.
I would say Monday Night Messiah. Monday Night Messiah.
Ooh.
Start coming out with the drip, like the devil drip. Like he's like, yeah, he walks out like, yeah, he literally owns this place. Like Monday Night Messiah. Like everybody knew who he was, what he was about.
I absolutely hated that gimmick.
I loved it.
Hated him inside.
Whenever he had the Authors of Pain with him.
Yeah, there was rumors that they're going to be coming back.
Throw him with Seth Rollins.
But Seth would have to go heel again.
So
Yeah, he's a big baby face right now. He's a major over baby face right now.
Oh, yeah. And that just kind of happened. Like, there was no major transition from him from heel to heel. It just kind of happened.
well, it could happen again at any point in time. If they decide to bring back a faction and wanted to make him a heel, okay. Well, here's what we do. You just seen him go against Shinsuke, so his match against Drew, we'll just have Drew start targeting his back, and we'll have like the other faction group members come in there and help him out. He'll agree with it, start beating the shit out of him, and then like it'll happen again another time on like Monday Night Raw, or just throw it in another title match.
Yep.
Well, the faction comes in, beats the shit out of this like match that you wanted to see, so took that away, or it just happens to be Drew again. Like it, you can make it. He's versatile to switch to either one, whatever he wants.
So we move into the last segment of the show. This is a new segment that I came up with earlier today, and it's called Fantasy Booking with Wrestling with Bros. So every week, it will switch off every week between one of us, and we all get to choose a match that's never happened yet.
A match that's never happened yet?
Yeah, something that you want to see. It could be an NGPW wrestler. It could be ROH. It could be WWE. It can be from anywhere versus anybody at any time. Fantasy booking. The current one that I chose for the first episode was Brock versus Batista. It never happened, and we never got it.
Ooh,
Yeah.
that would have been great.
Yes.
They had a brief altercation in 2014, but nothing was ever done with it.
No.
They never went anywhere with them at all.
That's WWE dropping the ball again. Because that was
Two
a
powerhouses.
match. You what?
Do what?
I would like to see A&B go against Ricochet.
Ooh.
Yeah. That'd be awesome.
Or I would like to see A&B go against like Evan Bourne.
Speaking of A and B, Billy, why don't you show the camera your shirt for a local company here in the Quad Cities that we love to interview?
Among Wrestling, baby.
Yep. Shout out to Danny.
Shout out Danny. Shout out A&B. Shout out to all you guys. Conan Lycan, Trey Parker. He's going to be on tomorrow night. Yeah.
So, didn't you just go to a show over there at HAW?
Yes, we did. Yeah.
And that was at the brewery?
Yep.
Yeah, Nerd Speak Brewery. Great location. Amazingly awesome people there that work there. They're very, very friendly. And it's just it's a great space to be in.
Yeah, shout out to like Heather Reckless, Maggie, the Hale sisters, Reagan, all of them. They all do great. They all do it great.
Absolutely.
Yep.
For a small businessman and for a small promotion just getting up on their feet and stuff, they're doing an amazing job. And you should pay close attention to Facebook when they're announcing when they're going to be doing their shows, and tune into a show. Go to a show. Check it out. It's not expensive. It's $12 for adults and $5 for kids 10 and under. I mean,
this is a show where you have like AEW stars that have formed that have been AEW. These are WWE stars that have been WWE. Like
TNA.
I literally watched a match with Heather Reckless going against Ember Moon from NXT. Like I watched the match, and it's like great to actually see. Like, wow, this is a star that we've all seen on TV, and this is a star I've seen actually in person. Like, literally spoke words to this person. Like we've exchanged words. Like got her autograph, everything.
Yep.
So it's like it's nuts to see that dynamic, and it's actually pretty cool to see that wrestlers can be pretty humble. wherever they go. You know, some wrestlers don't get too big of heads, like, you know, just because they were in AEW or WWE, they still are down to earth, you know, reachable people.
Yeah.
So when's their next event?
That is October 28th.
Yep, October 28th.
October 28th. It's called Wicked, or
I believe so. Let me check real quick.
yeah,
because I posted it on my Facebook for sure.
yeah. October 28th is their Halloween event. It's at the Martin Luther King Center in Rock Island.
Okay.
Oops. Typed in the wrong shit. My bad. That's my fault.
Let's see.
Just
Just seen it earlier today.
yeah,
there it is, right there.
Yep. What is it? Never Surrender.
Never Surrender. It was called Wicked, but they had to change their name due to another company. I think it's SCW had a name very similar. So
Yep.
They kind of changed it up, but it's called Never Surrender.
And of course, they got my boy A and B on the cover.
Yep.
So you know it's gonna be that.
You got A and B and a ton of other stars that are definitely going to be there, and it's going to be a hell of a show.
So we move into that part of the show. We want to give a shout out.
Okay. Shout out tonight. Goes to HAW, of course. They never disappoint. They always leave us on the edge of our seats. The performances, the action. And now with me and Troy going out to the shows and recording live footage, it just makes it that much more exciting. It gives us a chance to meet the wrestlers and just be a part of the action now that we're doing this.
We didn't tell them about, like, you know, the upcoming November 4th. We never told them about that.
Yeah.
We completely forgot to tell you guys. On November 4th, we will be recording MCW show live.
In Ottawa, Illinois.
So definitely be tuned for that. We're gonna definitely see a performance from A and B. And I honestly don't really want to tell too much about the matches because I kind of want you guys to be surprised.
Yeah.
So we will definitely be having backstage and sit down interviews live and the whole night. So be tuned for that.
Yep. Or if you want to come down to the show, it's November 4th at 7:00. Doors open at 6. $20 a person. It's at Alfano's Pizzeria in Ottawa on Route 6.
Yep.
It's going to be a hell of a show, and we're going to be there to hype it up for sure. Just to have a good time and, you know, just enjoy some hard-hitting wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
So my shout out goes to two people. I got HAW, big fan. You know, they all are down to do interviews. They all come on the show. The owners came on the show. Go check it out. Honor Among Wrestling episode featuring Danny, the owner of HAW. Man, crazy guys. Awesome interviews. They're humble. They're down to earth. It's not hard to get a hold of them, and they'll talk to you at the show.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, it's an amazing atmosphere. And then also Last Week in Wrestling podcast, we were just on their episode. You can go to our Facebook page, Wrestling with Bros, and see that link. And you can also see it on YouTube on Last Week in Wrestling podcast.
And on my personal professional page as well. I've got it posted there as well.
I would say my honorable mentions, of course, go to HAW, MCW, Unicorn Wrestling, and of course, Lucha Wrestling. All these great wrestling federations and like companies have given us chances to talk to these great wrestlers and bring them onto our podcast and have interesting conversations and continue to doing what we're doing. So thank you all. And I also want to shout out to like all of our fans as well. Thank you guys for being so supportive.
The fans.
And we plan on keep delivering hard-hitting shows and more facts and putting more people on the show for you guys. So you guys can get this down to earth, you know, you can ask them questions. So, you know, we look forward to doing this for you guys. So shout out to y'all too.
Yeah, but I want to give a shout out to our guests for tomorrow night, Trey Parker. We look forward to having you on, man. We just can't wait to dig in and see what the life of an announcer is all about. It's going to be exciting, and we look forward to talking to you about that and also about the wrestlers that you've encountered in your career so far. So, shout out.
I can't wait. He, you know, shout out to Trey Parker too. Also, he gave us that major shout out at their live show, and that was crazy insane. So much love. I can't wait to interview him tomorrow. That's going to be great. But we come to that part of the show where we got to say our first goodbye on our first live show. I'm Big Baby Ben.
Juice Black.
Troy Black, baby.
And this has been another amazing episode of Wrestling with Bros. Thank you, guys. Hit the subscribe. Also, you can check us out on TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter.
They got to like it, though, right?
Leave comments.
If they got to put a
likes.
thumbs up, they got to like it.
Yeah.
So like it, too.
Leave likes, comments, everything. We want to hear from you guys because if we don't hear from you, then we don't know what's going on. We want to know if we're doing a good job. So, thanks, guys.